Alright, so today I am going to show you how to use a fetal Doppler. So I'm currently 17 weeks pregnant and I am starting to feel kicks now, which is really fun for the last few days. But the Doppler is just one of those things that helps ease anxiety. Now, this is my third babe and I still have anxiety between scans, just knowing everything is okay, especially when you're not feeling those kicks. So I got to the Jumper Doppler and it's been working really well so far. So you're going to open it up and inside you have the fetal Doppler, some gel, and then obviously the how to use the Doppler. So I'm going to go over that really quickly and then we're going to see if we can pick up this babe's heartbeat. Now, one thing I need to caution you about, especially if you are earlier in your pregnancy, around 13-14 weeks, remember that you are not a tech. It is actually really difficult to find the babe's heart rate. And so the first thing you need to do is not panic when you don't find it, okay? So take a deep breath. They could be further down, they could be hiding, they could be moving. You could have an anterior placenta, which is going to make it hard. So it is okay. Do not panic if you don't hear the baby's heartbeat. The other thing you need to do is make sure that you're not picking up your own heartbeat. So anything around, I run it at about 61, anywhere to 110 is going to be your heartbeat most of the time. So knowing that and not getting confused is helpful. Now, this fetal Doppler is super easy to use. I'm not going to turn it on quite yet or it's going to make a really funny noise. Actually, yes I am. So the middle button is going to be how you turn it on. Okay, and then over here you have your modes. So I always leave mine in mode 1, which is real time. Okay, I think mode 2 takes an average and I can't remember what mode 3 does. When you see the baby's heartbeat, you are going to see that little heart flashing on the screen, and then in real time it's going to come up with numbers right here as to what your babe's heart rate is. Now there's also brightness. You can make it bright or dim. You can turn the volume up and down. All that regular stuff. Now the Jumper and every other fetal Doppler is going to come with a gel for you to use. I don't personally use that gel, it's just the hippie in me, so I have a jar of tallow here that I find works absolutely well. So I'm going to shut it off, and the reason I'm going to do that is before I grease up here, if you have it on and then you grease up and you're putting it on, it just makes a bunch of noise, and I didn't want you to have to listen to that noise. So I'm just going to stack up some pillows, find a comfy spot. You do want to be laying down, so I'm hoping everyone can kind of see me here. And I'm going to roll up my shirt, roll down my pants. Now babe is going to hang out. Mine normally hangs out to the right here. So I'm going to take the jar of tallow and I'm just going to dip the Doppler into it, get it nice and greasy. The greasier it is, the better that it moves. And then I'm going to place that on before I turn the Doppler on. Good, I'm going to turn it up for you. Now my girl does like to hide and shimmy and shine. Okay, so finding her can be tricky and take a while. So if that happens, I will cut out, I'll find her, I'll turn it back on because I don't think you need to hear me rock around this. So all you're doing is going nice and slow in and around your uterus, waiting to pick them up. Mine normally likes to hang out right, so there's 131, you're waiting to... Good. Alright, so it is starting to pick it up just over here today. You can see 144, but it keeps going away. And that's just because she's moving, so having a hard time finding her. Okay, so you'll see it pop up. I know that's not my heart rate, it's not 144. So you want to stay in and around that area. See if you can get right over them. So 135, again, that one's not mine, it just isn't picking it up fully. Right, there's a lot of noise and movement in there. right, so we have found her coming in 135 here. Right on top of her. She isn't going to move soon. So hopefully you can see the heart's flashing. There's a 145. She's sitting low and right again. And that's all it is. So their heart rate tends to be a little bit higher, so I think it's 120 to 160-ish. She tends to come in around 139 to 151. There we go. And then you can tell when it's flashing off that it's that she's moving. So I'm going to shut it off. So just hold the button. All right, so we found her. So as you can see, sometimes it does take a little bit of time to find them, and when you do find them, they move. So it can be a little bit finicky, especially when you're so early. It's a lot easier in the later stages of pregnancy. When they're bigger, they can't move around a whole lot. But if it's going to ease your mind to get a Doppler, get a Doppler. Honestly, that's what it was with me, it was driving me nuts not being able to feel her, still being kind of that in-between stage of having scans, and I just really wanted to hear the heartbeat. So if that's you, a Doppler is definitely one of the ways you can go.